Hello guys, it's Simbo here again, and some people were asking me about how to do this kind of big plunders. I mean, of this kind to get a lot of resource from the farms. You have to know that there's four things related to this, which are the special ants, the troops, the evolutions and the queen level. So first I will show you um, the thing about the special ants, and it's that you have to unlock and max the first and the sixth skill, which is related to the amount of soldiers that you can hold in a single troop. um, So, as you can see in my troop that I used to plunder here, I sent ants with the sixth skill unlocked, and also you can see I used only carriers from tier 1 and tier 2, and that leads us to the second point. That it's the soldiers. As you can see, you can check the stats in the eye of every ant, and you can see the load the load of the carriers of tier 1 and tier 2 is is the highest of, or I can see, among all the ants, all type and level of soldiers. um, the more tier level, the less load they can hold. So carriers by nature can hold more than others, but not only because the level, because guardians and shooters tier 1 and 2 also can hold 15 load, if I'm right. And that leads us to the third point, that it's the evolution. So carriers of tier 1 and tier 2 are the best, but if we don't consider the evolutions, they would do the same job as the guardians and shooters can do. So, what's the difference, or what is it? First, in evolution, you have to consider that each troop has its transporter evolution, which adds more gathering or load, not gathering, I mean for everything, for raiding, for anything else, up to 25% in each troop. I mean, you have to max uh, all of this separately, but the most important will always be the pro unit, because pro unit can raid honeydew and will be always the first march you will where you will unlock the tertiary leadership. I mean to get to hold three special ants at the same time. But plus to the march unit evolution, you have two more, and these are the zone transporter that increase the load every time the strongest warzone event is active. I mean, every day after the 13 minutes. And plus to that, you have to consider the carrier specific evolution, because they can increase their load even more, up to another 100%, which is additive and not multiplicative to the other buffs. So imagine, consider this 100% with the 100% of sound develop and the 25% of the transporter. That it's added to the load of your troop base, so you can carry a lot of resource more with that. I mean, with your special ants, by preference orange with the sixth skill, maxing the first and the sixth, With your evolutions of load with carriers of tier 1 or tier 2, I recommend to have only one at once, and I prefer the tier 2. I did this by now because I needed fast and didn't have so much sand, but it's better to have carriers of tier 2 instead of tier 1 because they can resist a bit better the fungus of the hills you are raiding, because tier 1 carrier ants has 8 defense and tier 2 has 11, which makes a little difference because you will have less deaths while raiding. The last thing I have to mention is the queen level. Of course, you have to be raider if you wanna take the more possible of uh, of resource when raiding, because cultivator only has extra troop load when gathering, but raider has another buff of I guess 100 and half, yeah, 150% extra of load, of the weight of resource gathered, which it's added to all the previous buffs. And about the queen level, if your difference with the heal rated it's 2 or less, you can you can apply the max of your gathering load. About that, I am saying that if your farm, if we talk about farms and not another hills, but it applies for both. If your farm is 3 levels under your queen level, you will only raid 80% of all the resource. If the difference it's 4, it also applies 80% of, or if I'm right, it applies, I mean you can take 60% of all the resource, and going under for each level less with a minimal of I'm not sure if it's 25 or if it's 30 and 3%, but that's the minimal of the resource you can take according to the resource that can be taken from the opponent, I mean the end hill raided, or your own gathering load. But making a summary, you have to consider that 4 things: the level 1 and 6 skill of your special ants, your evolutions of carriers of troop sound develop, and of course the raider buff, and your soldiers that must be carriers of tier 1 and 2 if possible, so you will have to save an army of them. And don't forget that you have to upgrade your rally centers to increase even more the quantity or amount of soldier ants that you can carry in a single troop, because raiding takes only 5 stamina, but the better you use that, the most profitable it becomes the rally. I'm not sure if I have to add something more this time, but I hope that this information could be helpful for making better rallies for you to your farms. So that's all for today. I am Simbo, and have a happy hunting.